Hello, friends, Romans, countrymen, and all the other fabulous people in the world. I kind of want to talk about Colleen Ballinger. Mainly because it's just been kind of ruminating in my mind. I went off about it on my TikTok when her apology video came out, because that was just miraculous. But I kind of wanted to talk about it within the mindset of the land of musical theater, because that's where her character Miranda Sings originated from. And I know that there are a lot of people that started following her because of that content. And that's how I did it. That's how I found her. I mean, her rendition of Dance 10 Looks 3 is probably one of the funniest songs I've ever heard. One of the funniest parodies ever written. That's just my 2 cents. But it definitely is striking a chord with what everything is going on, and it's kind of going along it's adding another person in line of people that we thought were good and, wonderful people and strong artists. And now all of this is happening, and it's putting a lot of her work in perspective. I personally kind of stopped watching her after a period of time, just based on lack of interest. And I remember revisiting her stuff when Haters Back Off, the first season, came out, and just noticing how different her content was. And I kind of want to come on to say, if you were one of those early bird fans of hers, it's okay to feel upset. It's okay to feel shocked. It's okay to feel betrayed in a way. Bamboozle just came to my head because I want to try to lighten up the room with humor, but that's inappropriate. I apologize. But this is kind of a big blow for the theater community. But at the same time, that doesn't justify, or not justify, but it doesn't excuse the behavior that she had. And also, it kind of brings up the topic of bullying in the theater community in general. We can be a very toxic community if we want to, and we are. It's always prominent in high schools, I think. I know that I definitely was someone who was a cocky ass little shit and was always criticizing other people if they couldn't sing, dance, or act well. When I went to college, there were people that I encountered that I did not understand how they got into the program in the first place. But this whole experience, just the last couple of months with everything coming out, and I've been watching Swoop's documentary series about this, and she goes deep, as with all of our other docu-series, that she kind of just brings it back to basics about what how Miranda Sings was created. And it was created based on people who love theater and love singing and just want to do it for the love of it. And I think that easily got brushed past because of the character of Miranda and the cadence of Miranda's voice, and just the comedy of Miranda without the other factors in consideration is pretty fucking funny. I was always doing Miranda impressions since as recent as last fall, when I was backstage doing a show. But but at the same time, it's basically like she's bullying people. This all came from the root of bullying people. And I think we still have that stigma of being passive aggressive and bullying people in the theater community, especially those who are in high school and those who are in college for it. I don't think I think this is not only a wake-up call in terms of like putting yourself out of the situation and addressing the whole thing at hand, but also just to address the fact that theater can be very toxic very easily and very quickly. And it can turn into a toxic environment very quickly and very easily if there's that one person in the group that is deemed the black sheep because they can't sing well, or they can't dance well, or they can't act well, regardless, thinking, why are they here? Well, they're there because they love it and they want to do it. The best example that I can think of is that I just did a camp for 2 weeks with a group of 20 kids, and there was this one kid that he was one of the youngest kids, and he definitely was not as, he just didn't, I think this was like his first time doing anything in the theater realm, and and based on he was also the only kid that was homeschooled in that group, so I'm assuming that it just looked like his social skills wasn't matching the other kids who were in the school district. But the kids were like really, they basically singled him out very quickly. And it was not only based on his social stuff, but it was also based on like the talent level that he had. And that was really disheartening to watch. There was a moment where I had to be like, we're all in different levels when it comes to learning things, and so we need to support one another in the best way possible, which I think helped out a lot because they realized, oh, maybe he needs a helping hand here and there, and they really stepped up and supported him in the best way possible. But which gives me a lot of hope in terms of like the future of theater and the future of theater artists in terms of collaboration and support and just general compassion towards one another. But it all comes back to that, again, theater can be a very toxic place. It can be a very toxic environment. Like, if you're not 100%, like if you don't have it, if you don't have the basic tools or whatever, you kind of immediately get ostracized. And I've seen this in middle school, in high school, in college, in the real world. It's really disheartening. And Colleen Ballinger kind of took full advantage of it and made a whole enterprise. She made a whole career on this basic bullying tactic that is kind of normal in the theater community. And that's really messed up. That is so messed up. Especially since now we're at a time after pandemic and everything, and we want to make our community as inclusive as possible, I think we also need to address the fact that, like, we're all not perfect. We all have criticized at least one person in this business. When in reality, we should be supporting them regardless, and we should be applauding for anyone who is able to basically applaud for anyone who has a dream and fights for it. Instead of just being nice to them and then bitching about them behind their back. Because we thought that she sang the song flat. This is such a tangent and such a rant, but I just wanted to come on here and just give my 2 cents. I think Colleen Ballinger is a very dangerous person after all of the things that have come out, especially the stuff with sharing photos, unsolicited, explicit photos with minors. And just even talking to their fans in general is really messed up. But I think it's also a nice, gentle reminder for us as artists that we really need to be kinder. We really need to be a bit more compassionate towards others. And yeah, there are people out there that aren't at the same level as professional artists, community theater artists, school artists, but they're pursuing what they love, and they're pursuing what they want to do for the rest of their life, or they're pursuing their personal passion, you know? It's not our place to judge them. As much so as it is for anyone judging us. It's not their place. I don't know if any of this made sense, but if any of you are Miranda Sings fans and are low-key devastated with all of this coming out, I get it. My heart is with you. It's a lot to process, especially since Miranda Sings is like kind of like a basic canon in musical theater history, really. Like she's a part of the musical theater history, if you really think about it. Even though she definitely very quickly shifted her content to other things. But it all began with her love for musical theater and wanting to basically make fun of people who are brave enough to freaking sing songs and post them on YouTube, whether they sound good or not. So again, believe me, my heart is with y'all. This fucking sucks. But there's some things to really think about and sit with, and let's just try to be a kinder community to one another. I think that's not that hard to ask for. I think that's all I want to say. I feel like if I keep going, it's just going to go into a tangent, and this will be like an hour-long video. So, just want to give my 2 cents. May you be happy, healthy, safe, and at ease, and free from harm. And I'm working on a video right now, so hopefully it'll be up in the next couple of days. Yeah. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Please share your thoughts. I'd love to hear people's thoughts about this. Yeah. Enjoy your day.